So George, we're going to pivot now into Avengers Campus. Avengers Campus. And again, more incredible photos from Dateline, Disneyland, micechat.com. So these photos came out, and let me go ahead and just kind of go through these. This is the new entryway into Avengers Campus. It looks like there's a giant Avengers logo, very techno, like Tomorrowlandy, very interesting. What a stark difference, no pun intended, stark difference from what was there before with the Tower of Terror, right? I mean, this is a completely different style for what was there.
Well, and it's nice to actually see the land around Mission Breakout to actually get a theme where it fits in. Because before, as much as I love Mission Breakout, it was literally sitting there like a sore thumb.
Yeah, it was.
You had Hollywoodland with the Hyperion Theater, and then right around the corner, there's Mission Breakout. And it's like, okay, what's like the connection to this? But, and we all knew in time we were going to get more Marvel, more Avengers and everything. But now that they actually physically see the photo, it blends in perfectly where, you could actually start to see a storyline moving.
Exactly. And yeah, you hit the nail on the head. And that's exactly one of the things that I was really excited about for Avengers Campus, was that it was finally going to bring Mission Breakout into the park. Thematically, it's going to fit. It's going to feel like it belongs. Because since 2000, when did that ride open? 2016. Since then, it's really been a thumb. It's been kind of awkwardly looming over Hollywoodland. Now it finally fits into the park.
Yes, I agree.
It finally fits into the park. So we got more pictures from Mission Breakout. There was a lot of weird stuff going on with Breakout. It looks like here they added, I think these are new, this like Terran Treats ODV center with the weird looking alien luggage, Stark Aeronautics, which is interesting. And then this. Okay.
Yeah, this one kind of, like, I'm looking at it like, okay, what am I looking at? It's like, because you kind of get that futuristic, like, as you said, like Tomorrowland, you get like the gadgets, the gizmos,
and plenty.
And, I just, you noted too, so it was like, I had to go there. But then I saw this and I thought, like, I know that they have like a lot of like luminescent type things, like with Pandora at Animal Kingdom, and even in Tomorrowland, you kind of have, or Epcot, what have you, that you can like have like the lights on the ground where it moves. But like this, even in the daylight, it sticks out like a sore thumb. And I'm still trying to figure out like how does this resonate with the Avengers?
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I'm hearing rumors, and I don't know this as a fact. I'm just giving you guys like what I've heard. And from what I'm hearing, which could be wrong, total disclosure, from what I'm hearing, it has something to do with some kind of alien goo in the Collector's Fortress, Mission Breakout, and the spider bots from Web Slingers got into the goo. So it's like a cross kind of like cinematic thing, like, Marvel, everything connected. So
we also have to take into consideration too, we got to keep an eye out on the details with this land, because not only will these attractions interconnect with each other, it'll also interconnect with the other Marvel lands in the international parks as well.
Right. Exactly. So it's very, very interesting. And I wouldn't be surprised, because of the like programmability, so to speak, of Mission Breakout, I wouldn't be surprised that we see closer to the Avengers Campus opening date, like new sequences for Mission Breakout that sort of explain or tie into this blue alien goo. Maybe one of the sequences, the spider bots from the other ride are in your elevator shaft, and it's like, causing all kinds of problems. I would not be surprised if that is the case.
There has to be some significance to this, because I mean, it's very noticeable. It's like, it's known.
It's noticeable. And also, I don't know if you remember this, but like they just redid the tile work in front of Mission Breakout like a few months prior to the COVID shutdown. Then they go in during the shutdown, rip all that new tile up and replace it with this. I think for them to not waste, but spend the money so soon after they just redid the tile work, I feel like you said there's something to it. Like there's some sort of story element here that we're not familiar with quite yet. But for them to go in there so soon after they already did the tile work, there's got to be a reason for this blue goo. And I think it's going to be explained somehow.
Or unless, too, maybe whatever the Web Slingers attraction is going to be, maybe they may add a couple more scenes to Mission Breakout.
Right. Exactly.
Now, this one right here, this looks like a scene off of Criminal Minds.
It does, man. It's like like these forensic files or something crazy. I mean, this is like, it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. Look at this.
Yes, Disney will not put something there just to say, let's put it there and make it look pretty. Well, obviously, I mean, it's not really looking pretty, but you know what I mean. It's like,
there has
to be a reason.
You can kind of see though, and the reason why I believe the spider bot theory is because if you look here, you can almost see like individual like tracks. Like I could see like 4 or 5 spider bots covered in this goo walking this way, and there are all these trails behind each spider bot. You can kind of almost see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you actually think that they could end up not doing a full refurb on Mission Breakout, but maybe like in the queue that they could maybe hide some hidden spider bots that kind of escaped and got into the fortress and they're just kind of hanging out there?
They could, yeah, they could definitely put that in there. I think we're going to see a lot of fun stuff like that with Avengers Campus, with this cross-themed stuff, because that's what Marvel does. They do the MCU, the cinematic universe, everything's connected. I think within Avengers Campus, we're going to see a lot of that. The play that they're going to start, each attraction is going to play off of each other. I wouldn't be surprised if we see references to Breakout in Web Slingers and things like that. I think they're going to see a lot of that fun stuff going on here with the land.
It's like when you go into a Disney attraction or a ride, like Snow White, for instance, you don't see a crossover with Snow White and Mr. Toad. No. You know, it's like that attraction is just that attraction. When you go into that ride, you're going into the world of Snow White or you're going into the world of Pinocchio. It's on a one level base where, as you had mentioned with Avengers Campus, everything's going to be kind of intertwined with one another, where a story then leads into another story.
Yeah, and I think that Mission Breakout really set the stage for what we can expect also in terms of constantly refreshing. I think that, Mission Breakout has already changed a few times for like the holidays and things like that. I think we'll see more of those changes as we go on. I think the Web Slinger attraction will also change and evolve with the MCU. I think it's going to be an ever-changing land, really. And that's good for Anaheim because we do have so many annual pass holders. Oh, we will when they eventually reinstate.
Eventually,
yeah, we will have a lot of annual pass holders, a lot of repeat visits. So I think that's a good addition. To have that repeatability, in the park. What do you think about these crazy looking like extraterrestrial lampposts? My God.
Yeah, like when I saw that, I thought I would love to see that at night. Like that's just going to be like crazy.
Unbelievable. I'm overall really excited. I'm just kind of like, I'm overall really excited for Avengers Campus. I like the way they really tied in Breakout with the rest of the campus. But like you, I'm very curious and wondering what the blue alien goo, like blood droplets are. Very odd. I'm sure they'll explain it, but it's very, very strange without any context.
Yeah, very much. But as I said, Disney and Marvel combined, like they have a reason for it. We may not know it. We may think it's one of the most bizarre looking things that was ever created by humankind. And it's like, well, and then after they unveil it, it's like, okay, now that makes sense.
Yeah. And a lot of people had the same kind of like reluctancy and question marks surrounding Breakout. Remember, we didn't know anything about Breakout until we wrote it, but we saw the building long before we rode the attraction. So when we saw the building with this weird color scheme and the satellite dishes and the circuit boards and all that, we're like, what the heck is this? Then when you ride it, you're like, okay, it makes sense. I know what's going on now. I think we're going to have a similar situation probably with the Blue Alien Goo. It'll be something like that, you know?
And what I think is funny about Mission Breakout is it was announced fairly quickly. It was announced let me rephrase that. It was announced unexpectedly and opened very quickly, I think. In the amount of time of how long Disney usually takes time for an attraction, I think that it didn't really take that long. And I know that the building structure was already there. They just pretty much had to reskin it and retheme it. But, I mean, that definitely, you know, caught me by surprise as far as, like, with Mission Breakout goes. I was like, whoa, where is this coming from? And then it's like, okay, there's a bigger story to it up until we got to the expo where it's like, okay, you know, the jig is up, you know, we're making an Avengers campus.
You know, real quick, and then we'll pivot to the next topic. But when at Comic-Con, when they announced that they were going to turn Tower of Terror into a Guardians of the Galaxy ride, I thought they were literally going crazy. That was a nuts idea. What are they thinking? And it kind of works.
Well, because when you think of the ride system, automatically you're just thinking of an elevator, and you're thinking, what does that have to do with Guardians of the Galaxy? Like, you know, you don't really see too many elevators in space. So it's like...
Exactly. And, you know, the thing, too, is like Florida, in terms of the Hollywood Tower of Terror concept, still to this day has the best version of that concept. And DCA's version always felt like the diet light version of Florida. I think it was a smart decision on Disney's part to sort of reinvent the attraction and give it its own identity to separate itself from Florida, so it doesn't have to constantly live under the shadow, no pun intended, of the Florida version. I think it was a smart idea.
Well, and I think, too, that, you know, Disney was so desperate to try to get people into DCA because it didn't have an identity. It wasn't very popular. It was bashed by critics and guests alike, you know, for a very good reason. So I think they kind of just wanted to have a very popular attraction. What better to do than the Tower of Terror? But, you know, it's like to apples to oranges. But to me, I say the best analogy I could give for both towers was that the Florida version is like straight from the pharmacy, and the Tower of Terror at DCA was an Equate brand.